In our last video, I re-emphasized the point that essentially this series is about authentic leadership, being a real leader by being a real person, and that we shouldn't try to copy anybody else. Copying and pasting in leadership actually is quite easily seen through. But surely there is a vast amount of research that supports the notion that we should at least massage our true selves so that we adopt a particular leadership type or leadership style. A lot has been written in relation to assertive leadership, transformational leadership, which is probably very much the flavour of the decade in positive psychology. But there are all these various different types of leadership or styles of leadership that the research recommends are most effective in certain situations. Again, if you are adopting a leadership style, one needs to ask the question, are you being true to yourself? If I adopt, for example, a transformational leadership style, but I'm not that kind of person, I'm not that kind of motivational, inspirational world beater, then surely all I'm doing is putting on a mask. And given that leadership also involves followership, not a word that I like, but nevertheless, that's what the research calls it, one needs to ask the question whether anybody will follow a leader who is not prepared to show his or her followers their own face. If you are two-faced, or if you are multifaceted when it comes to leadership, then not only will nobody know what to expect, but they'll end up completely ignoring you for the simple reason that they know or will know that all you're actually doing is playing games. And unfortunately in business there is an awful lot of game playing that goes on. One therefore, for example, shouldn't be in the least fazed by over 5 decades of research in the field of team dynamics, which suggests that the vast majority, we're talking about over 90% depending on which study you look at, the vast majority of leadership teams in business are dysfunctional. That, as I say, shouldn't come as a surprise, if for no other reason than the fact that the vast majority of normal people are actually normal, crazy people. If you have 6 people sitting around a boardroom table, you have 6 different, not necessarily parallel perspectives on reality. Now, you cannot herd cats by putting on a mask. The only way you can actually get people to move in the same direction is touch them in some real way. And therefore, the key message of this video is throw out all of the books that you might have read in relation to leadership styles. Tear up all the magazines that have articles in relation to leadership styles. Adopting a leadership style is a lie, and nobody will follow a liar. Or if they do, it will not be for long, and it will only lead down a rocky road that leads to tears and court, and not necessarily in that order.